Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of All Myths Are True here on Game Nights. I don't know. Any announcements?
I'm just laughing because my transcript says Brian, we will go live in 5 4. I don't know who Brian is.
God damn it, Brian didn't show up again.
Brian!
That was your last warning, Brian.
Our new talent or our producer Brian.
Except he's fired now.
No, can't fire Brian.
He didn't show up.
He started this channel.
No call, no show. Brian, the one who started it all.
I've also
Anyway,
got like 6 different spellings of Brian now.
well, you never know. Those millennials are spelling their kids' names all kinds of ways now. You know? Okay. Can we start the show over?
All right, I'm gonna take us offline again.
Hello, Internet. We're happy you're here, and we're happy to be here, and we're gonna play some Monster of the Week in just a minute. Does anybody have any announcements they'd like to share before we do that? Anybody have anything going on in their lives that they'd like to tell us about?
Not that the stream needs to hear, other than it's my turn to run Motley Mondays on Monday, so that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
Capital T.
Yay! Molly Mondays. Do we also do that at 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
8 o'clock p.m.
Typically.
Eastern time on Monday. Be there or be square. Alex is running a one-shot, and it's going to be grand.
Gonna be good.
Other than that, we're pretty much just on our regularly scheduled grind, which if you're live with us on Twitch, the schedule is down below our faces. It's also pinned to our Twitter page. It's also on our website. And that is going to be getting an update here in the next week or so because we have since had the return of Tidefall, and we've got some other fun stuff that we're getting ready to tell you about as well. So keep an eye out for that for our updated schedule, which will be coming at you soon.
Well, we are playing at a different time on Saturday, though.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that is a good thing to say. So we are going to have an episode of Saturday Nights, one of our long-running D&D campaigns on Saturday, but we are, due to some scheduling conflicts, actually playing at night this time.
What?
We are going to be starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday.
Come join us for Saturday mornings.
Yes, Saturday mornings on Saturday night. 6:30 p.m. on Saturday Eastern time. We'll be playing some D&D. These fools will all be here. I'll be there, and Barry will be there.
Yes.
I think that's it. Excuse me. I'm going on 2 weeks sick. So I'm gonna be coughing. I'll try to mute my microphone. I apologize if I don't do that, but I'm gonna try my best. Let's play a game. I have nothing else to say. Well, I have a lot of other stuff to say, but I have nothing else in this vein to say. So, where last we left off? We left off on the edge of a volcano. Literally. The three of you were standing near a volcano. Sean looks like he doesn't remember that.
I have no memory of this place.
It's the very, very end.
We left off on near a plateau, on which a volcano, I say a volcano, it's a very short volcano, but a volcano nonetheless, there's lava inside it, had sprung up and seemed to be the source of the issues that you had encountered on the world of Taiga 13. Any other details that were important? You met some lovely little forest creatures who are the native inhabitants of this planet, who are slowly being ousted by other very cute but not as friendly fire creatures that have shown up on this planet at the behest of their mother and are slowly burning it to death. Yeah. You're at a volcano. That's my recap. What would you guys like to do? Or are there any questions from last time?
Somebody want to remind me why we're right here again on the edge of volcano? Suddenly looking at this, I don't remember why we were here.
You're the ones that pointed us this way. You went and found the inhabitants of this planet and asked their trees, who were apparently listening in on Aegis and their observations, and they're like, hey, go that way to find the fire, Mother Lady.
Mother, that's right. All right. It just feels like it took us about 2 weeks to walk here, so...
I mean, it is much longer overland rather than being able to take the mom van through this difficult terrain.
Right. So what do we think this mother looks like? Just like a really big pixie?
Could it be anything?
We don't know, yeah. Darn, we should have asked that.
I mean, I forget who got told that, they'd been called like Sekhmet, Festus, and all the other things, and I don't know if that information.
The guy who doesn't remember
That's
anything.
probably me, which I would have told you about in detail all the way over here.
So, if it is really based on, the deities of other cultures, could appear like anything.
All right. Lock and load then. Lock and load.
So your plan is to jump through a volcano and then shoot a fire god?
I was gonna walk around, but yeah. I'm not one for the magic stuff. Does somebody have an idea for how to get from point A here to point B?
I would love for you to just jump into a volcano right now.
How much harm would that be exactly? Like 2?
Ignore armor?
It is ignore. It would be ignore armor.
All right.
18.
Ooh, that's a couple more than I have available.
Just a couple, though.
Can I say as we walked over here that I did some first aid though, because I do have 1 harm.
Yeah.
Session.
Oh no. Sorry, all my words got caught in my throat. You've had time to
do
that.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, you had from
Put some aloe on.
getting burned.
Oh, that's right, because you burned your hands.
Yes.
Just trying to grab and shoot at fire. As you do. Well, I mean, we could walk around the perimeter, but yeah, I could set up maybe try to figure out where this goddess could be or whatever it is.
I prefer mother if we're going with goddess, then get to feel more confident about
well,
dealing with something.
lady? Should I just call her a lady?
Sure.
Okay, this lady. All right. Periwinkle's gonna step a little bit, just a little bit from the edge, so it's not so hot. Feels like how warm this.
Okay.
And let me look. I'd like to use some magic, maybe, to sort of trap. Maybe do one thing that's beyond human limitations, in the form of maybe trying to see, because we had the idea earlier that maybe this was some sort of portal. So maybe being able to try to see that.
Sure.
Somehow.
Yeah. Let's do it. Roll plus weird.
Oh, right. Crystals. That's an 8. So it has a glitch.
Okay.
And you get to decide.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yeah. Well, wait. Oh, okay, wait. You told me what the effect has.
Okay, so you
effect
picked the glitch.
Glitch has. Okay. I read that weirdly. Okay. Glitches. How about that it's a short duration? Let me just see it for a second.
Okay.
Or whatever I see. I don't know.
Yeah. So you set up your ritual, focus in on your magic periwinkle. And are you using your crystals
Yeah.
for this? All right. So, I think you get out your crystals and start this ritual to try to be able to like see beyond just what is like physically right in front of you. And I think a couple of the crystals start to glow this like purple color, and these orbs of light sort of lift up out of them and kind of move toward the volcano and the source of heat. And this happens a few times. A few of them kind of move towards it, and you track them with your eyes, and a few of them kind of settle on the ground kind of around the rim of the volcano, and then one of them sort of dives down directly into it. And I think the other two of you don't see this. I think Periwinkle, as this happens, you can see them settling, especially the ones on the ground. You see the light kind of settling and spreading out into these patterns, which is like revealing to you this rune work that was once in the space kind of around the volcano. So the suspicion that it is or was some kind of portal or has some sort of magical properties is definitely a good one.
Okay.
And I can show you what those look like.
Oh.
Oh heck, it's this mysteries, runes, and sigils.
What? Dang, roll 20. Come on. Get with it.
Come on.
We should probably start looking into those a little bit more.
Okay. Click.
Ooh.
And they don't fly up and turn into Pokemon after we look at them, right?
They don't. Those ones do kind of look like Pokemon. I'll have to post these somewhere.
Ooh, yeah.
But they're very, all of them, especially these ones that you found now, are very, I don't know, angular. It's a lot of straight lines and.
Also, they keep increasing in number. There was 1 sigil the first time, 2 last time, 3 now.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, they're very angular. Pointy. They're very pointy.
We've got like a burb, a snack, and I don't know what that third one would be.
A waffle iron.
I'm not sure where you're seeing that.
I don't know. I took a lot of cough medicine today. I'm seeing a lot of stuff right now.
I'm assuming we don't know what these mean.
No, but they do. From what I saw very briefly of them, it seems like they indicate that yes, this was used. This whole volcano, at least the room around it, was used for some sort of magic ritual. I can't tell if it's active still though or not.
Well, last time with the hags and then with the werewolves, they were sort of bringing them here. So maybe we have to do something with this one, send them home again, like we did last time.
Oh yeah. Do you think these are connected?
I'm starting to think so.
Oh man. Well.
Three's a pattern at this point, so yeah.
These ones are not active, whereas we have, encountered active ones in the past.
Sort of maybe activate it, push everything back through it, deactivate it.
Yeah, that could work, but what if they just come back through again? I'm just gonna keep. I mean, Sarah seemed really determined, like her people are making this their home now. Unless we can fix where they came from.
Well, maybe that's what we need to do is open it up, head on over there, see if we can fix the ice thing.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna do something of that sort of undertaking, I'm probably gonna need some help. I can do some magic, but only so much.
I wonder if we could not perhaps, jury rig the dimensional transport? Or, now I'm trying to think, for whenever we've taken the Mon van across dimensions, it's probably not something that's actually on board the van itself. It's something at Aegis. Okay, but it is, I would assume, a similar principle to what Aegis uses to send us around. Obviously, we don't have that equipment here, but
I could try to requisition some equipment that might help if we need it.
and at the very least, they would know that we are attempting to traverse yet another universe, dimension. I've forgotten which one we are going through.
The stance of Aegis, their official stance is sub-world. We don't think about it any more than that.
I feel like it would hurt my head to think about it too much more than that, so I like that answer. Subworld, okay.
But are they all turtles also way down?
I don't get that reference.
It's from a book series I read as a sapling.
So, should I get some equipment, or do you just need some help setting up?
Yeah, I mean, I've never done anything of this size before, so, I mean, we could try it ourselves. I mean, if we can't get it, then maybe we do need some extra equipment.
Yeah, let's try that first. I'm really, after the events of the last week, I'd like to try to do this with as little help as possible. It's not gonna look, my annual report's coming up, and they're anyway. We're not gonna get into that. We're at our departmental budget right now for our team, so and I was hoping to save a little bit for a team outing at the end of the month.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Aegis is just getting really big on like work environment and team spirit, so it wouldn't look good on my review if I didn't at least do something. Like, anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I hope that's soon. Okay, well, I guess maybe we should start by maybe walk around the perimeter of this and see if there's anything amiss, and then we could sort of space ourselves out. She's just kind of like starts thinking about like how she's gonna do this, and I would like to consider doing some big magic.
Okay.
I'd like to help out if I can.
Same.
Okay.
All right. So you are wanting to reopen?
Yeah. Maybe see if
portal.
Yeah, if we could pop it open, if maybe we could go through it.
Okay. I'm gonna say big magic. Let's see. You're gonna need some people to help. You need to use magic as part of the ritual. And let's see. We're gonna say it'll have a specific side effect or danger. The danger being, depending on how the rolls go, Well, I'll say for now that if it goes particularly awry, this is not the kind of spell where if you fail, nothing is going to happen. It might not open the portal, but
All right.
we are quite literally playing with fire in this scenario.
Right. Okay. And how big around is this opening, this lava bowl? God.
Feet across.
Okay.
I'm really bad.
Just quite large.
Quite large.
Got it. Very big.
A few yards.
Like as big as a football field?
Probably not that many yards.
Okay, not that big.
Think about it in terms of a football field. Maybe 15 yards across.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, Perry's just gonna kind of set us up in sort of like a triangle, different points, and
Okay.
give her each person a crystal to gold. Yes. And yeah, I'm gonna try to do this magic thing.
Okay. I am gonna have Smith and Lefla. Let's see. Help out doesn't stack. I am gonna say you can roll to help out, or you can roll to use magic. Your choice. However you want to.
help out because I got a -1 weird.
I was gonna say I prefer help out because I have a +3 cool.
That's fine. You can both. We can both do help out.
But I have a less bad weird, so I could do that.
You can both do help out if you want.
Okay.
I'll let it stack this time. Magic is weird.
But just once.
Just once. No, I was gonna say it technically doesn't stack, but meh.
Rules were meant to be broken. Okay. That's a 10 for me.
Okay.
That is a 4 total. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Well,
Oh.
she only got the bonus once.
Oh.
Okay, and that's why help out doesn't stack, I guess.
Does
it's a
that count
curse.
as a failure for marking experience?
It does, yes.
There you go.
So, Periwinkle, that is a +1 from Smith.
Okay.
Expose yourself in trouble or danger without helping. Okay. Yeah, Periwinkle, let's roll to use magic.
So essentially, we got the effect of a
Plus
mixed
one.
success between the two of us. We just divided the effect of mixed success.
There you go.
This is now the 3rd time I've exposed myself to danger this history.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm rolling weird, right?
Yep.
Okay. Here goes. I get a +1. Oh, that's very good. That's a 12.
Okay. That is very good. Yeah. So you all holding the crystals that Periwinkle has given you, focus in and send your energy in whatever form that takes for you into this ritual, this spell that Periwinkle is casting. And as you do this, you all can. Oh, I forgot to put the volcano sound on.
Volcano sound.
Suddenly, the volcano roars to life.
It do.
Oh.
So as the spell starts to take hold, you can see sort of the vestiges of the spell from before, where Periwinkle on the ground, where you saw the sigils before, start to light up, and the lava within. I don't know which it is when it's just inside a volcano. Starts to. bubble and pop, and you can feel kind of the heat coming off of it. And then all at once there is this bright light encircling the three of you that kind of shoots up in this large kind of cylinder towards the sky, and sort of coalesces around this as the lava inside the volcano starts to swirl and kind of press itself up against the rock edges, and you can hear almost like a wind coming from the other side. But as this happens, there is this large kind of pulse of magical energy from the just the power that it takes to cast a spell like this and to reopen a now closed portal. Periwinkle and Smith, you kind of hold your own, but Lefla, as the spell kind of finishes, there is this large like blast of energy that kind of knocks you back off your feet. You're gonna fall over and take one harm as this force kind of radiates through you as you weren't expecting it, like an aftershock of the spell.
I assume that ignores armor.
Yes.
Did it work?
Don't know. I think so. Something's happening.
The music is telling me that it worked.
As it
The music?
swells ominously.
And ominous music swells from inside the volcano, where the volcano sounds are playing on a speaker.
It was never a volcano.
Surprise! Welcome to Spooky's House of Jump Scares, everyone. Today, we're playing the volcano level. So the lava inside starts to swirl and kind of press itself up against the edges, as if creating a portal.
I guess we just kind of run through it.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how long this will last.
I would rather go through any of these magic doors than a volcano.
Same. Yeah, maybe we should hurry then.
All right, let's go.
Oh my god, I can't believe all of you are about to jump into a volcano.
Into a magic door, not a volcano.
What have I
I'm
done?
very clear about this.
What have I done? So the three of you, one by one, sort of step up, feeling the heat on your face, and you can see the lava has moved itself out of the way, and below, down sort of in this pit on top of this plateau, you can see through to the other side, and you can see just a little bit of a wind whipping around and what look to be snowflakes. And you jump into a volcano. And we're going to take the volcano sounds away.
Yeah.
You yeet into the volcano. Let's see. I don't think I have a sound for this. Oh yeah, that'll work. Okay. And as you do, you find yourselves falling very quickly and then impacting very quickly on
Ow.
the other side. This one's too exciting for me. On the other side of this portal, and you all sort of impact hitting the ground, which is not quite as hard as it would have been were you coming the opposite direction, because you have landed in a snowbank. It is frightfully cold on this side. The wind sort of whipping at your faces, blowing around snowflakes, and you find yourselves essentially in a frozen wasteland. and you're very cold.
I didn't realize that it would be this cold already. Maybe we should have brought our stuff.
Just keep moving and just calisthenics, keep warm, be in and out. Yeah, are there any symbols on this side like there were on the others?
Not that you can see, but you're in about knee-deep snow right now.
When we turn around, do we see what do we see the portal that we just came through? Okay.
It's above you.
Ah, yes.
All right.
So if it's knee deep for them, is Lefla just like
Oh!
up to their
Yeah,
eyes?
it's pretty deep.
Although maybe Lefla's light enough that once they climb out of the initial impact, they can kind of walk on top.
Yeah, you can probably move across it
Spread out a little bit.
easier than the other two. But yeah, it's pretty deep where you just landed on this embankment.
Like Legolas, just like trolling us by walking
Yep.
through the snow.
Just on the snow.
Well, we should probably find something here other than just snow.
Yeah.
All right. Let me take a look around. I'd like to try to use my not my hunches, my what's it called again? Trust my gut.
Your gut.
Yeah. After all the premonitions and everything I've been having, gonna maybe see if I can figure out where to go intuitively.
Okay. What? Where to go to accomplish what? I am gonna start asking
Well,
you.
it's when you consult
When
your
you
instincts about what to do next. So, what should I do next? Because it doesn't exactly tell me the thing that I want to do, but where I should go. Or it says it doesn't care about your conscious concerns.
Okay.
So, it's just which
For
direction.
my
to go.
purposes, what are your conscious concerns?
Finding the thing that's causing the ice stuff and
Great.
stopping it.
Great. That seems totally reasonable. Roll whatever that is. Weird.
Oh my god, my weird is so bad. Well,
Wow.
I take that back.
An 11.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, on a 10 plus, the keeper will tell you where you should go, wherever that is. It will be important. You get +1 ongoing on the way to this place.
Okay. Yeah, you look around, kind of peering through the snow flurries that are being blown into your face with the wind, and you kind of turn in a slow circle, kind of looking and just waiting for instinct to kick in. And I think it does. This is a pretty flat area where you are for the most part, and you're sort of turning a slow circle, and you look, and then I think you make it partially around, and something catches your eye sort of off in the distance. There is a low mountain range where you can see. Come on, no, how are you doing? You can see sort of prominently at the top of one of these taller mountains, rock formations, there is kind of this blue glow that is emanating off of it. And from where you're standing, you can kind of see, it's not too far off. I mean, you could reasonably walk there. But you can kind of see this slow kind of swirl of snow around it.
I think it's that way.
Okay.
Good guys. Shall we get the move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. It's getting really cold. Is there like anything else notable in this landscape other than those mountains?
From where you are right now, that's really the only thing you can see other than like the weird sky portal that you just fell out of.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the landscape, at least where you are, it's kind of hard to tell because it's covered in snow. It's pretty flat for the most part, except for occasionally kind of off in the distance these like rock formations or these mountains and plateaus like that. But yeah, it's cold and it's dark and it's windy.
Well, hopefully that portal stays open so we can find our way back.
Yep, I'm not sure if I kind of hold up. We got these. I think we established before that we have like transponders or some sort of communication device, or do we have to be in the van to communicate with Aegis?
No, I think you can do that.
Okay, I look to see if I have a signal.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, cool. We're still on the same material wavelength.
That's good. Okay. Well, then let's go. Just gonna pull this out if we need it, and she's gonna activate her spear.
Okay. So you start your trek through the snow. It is long and it is cold and generally miserable. There is not a whole lot where you are in the way of wildlife or anything like that. So a mostly uneventful, though pretty dangerous just temperature-wise on its own trek as you make your way. It takes you a little bit, but you eventually come upon the sort of the base of these mountains, these rock formations. What would you like to do?
Can we climb it?
You can try. Let's see. It is for climb. Do you have any sort of climbing gear? Well, I'll say, let's roll to act under pressure. This is very cold and snowy.
Okay.
More to see kind of how long it takes you and how well it goes.
Mm-hmm. This is for all of us?
Yep. Unless you want to stay at the bottom.
That's an 11.
Ooh.
A 10.
Ooh.
11.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, the three of you are sort of navigating around, talking to each other, finding the kind of best way with the equipment that you have. You guys are the worst.
For those of you at home, I'd say, Kat, it's because we're extra cool right now.
Boo. Okay. So the three of you, remembering your field training, are able to sort of clamber up the sides. One of the more slanted, I cannot for the life of me think of the word I'm trying to say right now. But one of the easier sides of one of these plateaus to climb up. You kind of scramble up, moving snow out of the way and finding handholds in the rock, helping each other, and start to make your way up. Once you get kind of farther in, the snow is a little bit less. The mountain, for the most part, is protecting you from some of this wind, so you're able to move a little bit faster. And you come upon not really a path, but sort of a series of ledges kind of making their way up the side of this mountain that you can, for the most part, walk up. So you start to make your way up the side. It takes a little bit. It's cold, and it is getting colder as you go up. Are you trying to get to the light? Spooky light?
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
Okay. So you start to climb, and it gets colder and windier, the farther up that you go. And once you get close to the top, it is extremely cold. And again, like Smith noticed before, there is this almost sort of cyclone, not moving quite so fast, but this wind kind of encircling the top of this mountain where you see this blue glow coming from. But you continue to climb, and you eventually reach a flat portion of the mountain towards the top where you can stand almost to your destination. As you reach the top, it's hard to see what's going on up here. The wind is sort of whipping around you, and it's very snowy. This muted light in the sort of center of this sort of plateaued top of this mountain is very bright behind all the kind of snow and ice that is whipping around it. And as you stand here, I think it sort of becomes clear that you're essentially standing on an edge very similar to the one that you left, as if this was once a volcano of some sort, and the center of it has been cooled and frozen over.
Well, this looks very familiar. I don't know what it
So
means, though.
something froze over this volcano.
Yes, it occurs to me. I'm not sure what you think we can do against a magical source of ice that beings made of fire weren't able to do. I mean, we'll call into Aegis, see what they're able to suggest or offer, but
I got a tranquilizer gun.
Well, yeah, I don't know if we can actually deal with it that much, but we need to figure out what we're dealing with, like what's causing this.
Yeah.
This seem like it's magic based.
If it's something we can negotiate with, try to get it to leave or go to the other planet. Seemed like they liked cold a little bit better over there.
Yeah. You talked to some of the inhabitants of that world, Agent Smith. What were they like?
Small. They liked trees a lot. That's
Okay.
about it.
And they could survive the cold because that planet had been cold on our records for however long we've been aware of it.
Yeah, we just need to swap.
I don't
Not
know.
the trees, though.
I think for now it is a good plan, but it might be passing the buck, because I don't know. It seems like this planet is colder than Tiger 13 is historically, but at the very least, the fire beings will have their planet back and will stop disrupting another.
Yeah, I mean, from talking with Saris, it seemed like this planet used to be very, very, very hot, and the fact that it's very cold right now is...
Yeah. Can we get no description of like where the light is coming from?
Yeah, so you're sort of standing on, and again, this is much larger than the one that you left. But essentially, from where you're standing on the edge of what probably used to be a very large volcano, and sort of out across the flattened top of this mountain, sort of in the center, there is this light emanating from it.
It's like a blue light.
Mm-hmm.
I guess let's go see where the light is.
Okay.
Guess we walk out across the ice.
Okay. So you walk out across the ice, and what it is really there is kind of this thin layer of ice over this sort of dark black rock, where this has been cooled very quickly. And you start to make your way across. You make it a few yards out and towards the light. And Smith, I think you hear kind of above the wind and everything, a little bit of a cracking sound. Not much, not anything that sounds significantly dangerous. But you look down, and by your foot, a small, maybe, I don't know, 3 inches across crack has sort of formed in the ice and the rock. And you see a couple of tiny little hands kind of holding on to the ice, and a little being kind of pushing its way up towards you and grabbing onto your bootlaces.
I draw my gun.
I think it just looks at you.
Oh, what is that?
Looks like another one of the... I kind of like shake my foot a little bit. Try to get it off me. Looks like another one of the...
What? It kind of tumbles back across the ice and like looks up at you like...
What do you want?
And it kind of looks up at you and like shakes its head.
Do not think these ones understand you, much like the fire ones.
It climbs back onto your shoe.
Is it the law we have 3 that we now have to figure out?
Yeah, let me see if I can expand the spell that I did to talk with Ceres, maybe, so we can all talk to this one, maybe. I would like to try to use magic.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can expand it to be not just me, but everyone can.
I think depending on what you roll, especially since you've done it before.
Okay. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Set it up. Okay. Yeah, so communicate with something you do not share a language with. That's what I'm trying to attempt. Okay. Uh, 10.
Okay, yeah, that's a full success. So yeah, I think you cast the same spell or a very similar one as earlier, and then kind of push that magic bubble out a little bit so it falls over the small creature and Smith and Lefla, and takes hold. And then Smith, I think you hear this small creature who is like holding on to the laces of your boot, saying, "Hello, hello."
Oh, hello, the little one.
Hello. Who are you?
Well, my name is Lefla. That over there is Periwinkle, and the one you are climbing on is Agent Smith.
Hello.
What is your name?
Avalon.
Avalon. It is very nice to meet you. Now, this may seem like I have knowledge that I should not have, but is this your original world, or did you come here because your home world was uninhabitable for some reason?
I am not at liberty to say.
That's
Are
my
you
line.
sure?
What?
why can't you say?
I am not at liberty to say.
It says, and kind of like stamps its foot a little bit.
Is this little fairy like? Does it look like the others? It looks icy. Or,
Yeah, it's similar, kind of very small humanoid shape as the other ones. It doesn't seem to fly, but it has a sort of very pale, kind of light blue skin, kind of hair, more like icicles, kind of hanging off of it, and is glowing very faintly, this like light blue color, and is looking up at you.
And the friend that I made at the other planet, those were like. Were those like leafy, like greenish, or were they?
They were almost like stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we find out that they used to live on an ice planet that's now covered in like grass, and then we go there and we find the grass ones that lived on a grass planet that's now like chocolate. If this we meant turtles all the way down, right?
Essentially, yes. But Avalon,
What are turtles?
they are these creatures that live in the water, but this planet is much too cold for them, so unfortunately I do not think you will get to meet any turtles.
No turtles here. Can I help you?
Yes, could you tell us what that is? And I point at the blue glowy thingy.
That's the light.
Oh,
Is
good.
that from the place you are not at liberty to say?
I am not at liberty to say.
Huh. What are you at liberty to say?
Hello.
Hi.
Well, you must be very important because clearly it has been your job to come and meet us. Is there something you do as in your role as a ambassador, a delegate?
I am a sentry. I watch the light.
So then where are the rest of your people? I would imagine they would all want to watch the light.
I am not at liberty to say.
I have an idea here, and I reach my pocket and I take out my badge, and I say, "Well, we are officials. Here's my credentials. Maybe this will suffice to allow us to know a little bit more information. We sort of inspect things like this on a interdimensional level. Part of Aegis, an acronym for which there is no meaning."
Have you rolled to manipulate?
Oh boy, this is the one. Yeah.
Come on, my
Seems
dude.
like
This is why you keep me around to do the talking.
That's true. I guess I shouldn't have been.
I'll give you a +1 because Lefla's
help.
done a lot of the talking. Kind of set you up.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
there
just
you
be a
go.
flat 0 then.
Well,
Well.
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 That's a 4, and I leveled.
Yay! But also, boo.
I do not know this badge. You hold no authority here.
We're just trying to help.
Unlikely.
Well, we've heard that this planet is not always this cold. And so we're looking into that.
I don't know what you mean.
This may be a little difficult to believe, but again, I suspect you are more familiar with these stories than you are at liberty to say. But we have just come from another world where there are beings much like yourself, except you're polar opposite. The Bernhardt, where you are very clearly a lover of all that is chill. But they told us they came from this planet before you all, or whatever, came here and made it cold. But now they're on another planet where there are other people such as yourself, except they're not cold, they're more like rock. And the fire people are destroying their home world now. And those ones do not have another world to go to.
I don't know what you mean. I'm from here.
How old are you?
I don't know.
Yes. I suppose it is possible this is the only home you have known, but I suspect others of your people, or your leader, or the light came from somewhere else first.
Perhaps.
Well, like I said, we're just trying to figure out what happened because this plaza wasn't always this way. And I know you might not trust us, but we're telling the truth. As far as we've been told. Is there someone else here with you? Is it just you? You're the only one watching the light?
No, there's lots.
Before you go and get them, just a hypothetical question for you, Avalon. What would you do if we were to get closer to the light to observe it more closely ourselves?
It would have to stop you.
Because that would be a shame, wouldn't it, since we're getting along so marvelously right now, aren't we?
I think they kind of look up at Smith like,
He has that effect on people.
You mustn't touch the light.
Wouldn't dream of it.
I don't believe you.
I imagine it would probably not end well for us since we are not attuned to it as you and your people presumably are.
It keeps us cold. Well, will you be going?
Not just yet. Like I said, I think we want to take a look at the light. We're not going to touch it, but we want to get a sense of what is happening here. Because as we said, at this point, there are 2, now maybe 3 planets at stake. And it is our job to try and make sure everyone has a home that they can go back to.
And it's our job to watch the light.
And you are doing a wonderful job of that. But I think for just a few minutes, your job will be to watch us watching the light. How does that sound?
Do not move any closer.
What would you do if we did? Hypothetically.
I'd have to call my brothers.
How far away are we from the light right now?
probably 15, 20 yards.
Okay. I think I want to try and use my empath ability on Avalon. Get a sense of just how, well, I would, depending on what I roll, I could get a clear impression of their emotional state and intentions, basically figure out how severe a threat them attempting to stop us might be, or what they are maybe hiding.
Okay.
With my -1, let's do this.
Oh no. You got this. It'll be fine. It's okay.
Let's see. Not great. That works out to a 2.
I would say not great is like the understatement.
Yeah, once again, I rolled a 2 and a 1. Although
no.
dice are on timeout, so on a miss, your brain is overwhelmed with emotion.
Yeah, I think that is definitely what happens. I think you reach out empathically toward Avalon, and for such a small thing, there is this just massive rush of emotions coming back to you. It is all mishmash and pretty much imperceptible. what is kind of on top and what is theirs and what is just everything kind of mixing together.
Leffler kind of winces and is clearly not in a state to talk for a few seconds at least.
So, you will go now?
Yeah. I'm just like surreptitiously pulling out my tranquilizer gun.
Okay.
So, how many brothers do you have? Do you have lots of brothers?
Many.
Like, more than 10?
Yes.
20?
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a pretty big family.
So you're supposed to keep anyone from touching the light or getting too close to the light.
I watch the lights.
So is that person supposed to be touching it?
My family has many brothers. The trick does not work on me.
Okay then. And I shoot them with the tranquilizer gun.
Okay.
Well, okay, shoots.
I was gonna be nice and let them turn around so they wouldn't see it coming.
I just set them up to have at least 20 brothers, so yeah, I guess roll to kick some ass.
Cool.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Poor little tiny Avalon.
Who I
it's a
just made up.
trank gun. So that's a 12.
Jesus. Okay.
I'd like to. I think one of the options is force them where you want them.
Yeah. On
I
a 10
want
plus.
them. I want them unconscious.
Do you? Is that
Is that,
that
a
what you're
place?
going
Is
for?
that a place I can put them?
what you're going for?
is that...
Yeah, I think they try to move out of the way, but you're too fast, and the tranquilizer darts are very big. And I think you catch it kind of in the side of the body, and you hear this kind of yeep, and it almost immediately kind of falls unconscious in the snow.
Oh, I wish there was a way you could warn us before you use that thing.
And as this happens, you start to hear a crackling sound from your left, from your right.
I'm gonna have to
And
start using real bullets if we don't move.
across from you as these little pinpricks
Okay.
start to show up in the ice, and cracks start to spiderweb out from them, and you see several of these small beings kind of crawling up out from the ice and pulling themselves up, and then you hear this larger sound kind of coming from closer to where the light is, and you start to hear what sounds like a scraping or dragging across the ice, as something, you're not sure what because it is silhouetted by the light behind it, larger than you, Smith, and kind of amorphous, is sort of dragging itself, making this grumbling noise kind of across the ice, in the direction of you.
Let's take some pictures to send back to Aegis and start heading back towards where we came from, maybe?
Yeah, can we
Yeah.
run up to where the light is to get real close to it?
Right towards the monster.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, sure, why not? Yeah, you take off running. Are all of you doing this? Is Smith doing
Well, I
this?
kind of like start to go that way. I was like, wait, take picture. Can we see it from here?
The light, at least.
But how good's the resolution on your camera?
This scraping sound is getting louder, and you start to hear this like low growl kind of rumbling as this large sort of silhouetted figure is making its way
I think we
towards you.
only got one option at this point. Just
Maybe we should try talking to it.
let's see if that
Hello
works.
there, are you friendly? I don't think it's going to listen to us.
Okay. First we're trying. I'm gonna scoop up the tranquilizer dart. So it's not just sticking out of our Avalon.
We just found him like that.
Who did this thing?
Okay. You have a used tranquilizer dart.
Do I get to go? I guess around it.
I don't know what sound this thing makes. It just makes sounds. But they're very scary sounds.
I'll try to distract it, and then like kind of goes like off into the side, like away from her friends, and kind of like through the snow.
Okay.
And it's like, oh hey, look at me. And she's running.
Okay. Have you roll to act under pressure?
Act under pressure. Okay.
More exciting. What is
Okay.
this?
I'm good at being cool. Okay. I don't remember what my modifier is. Let me look. 9.
Okay. Yeah, so Periwinkle sort of peels off from the group and is saying, hey, look at me! Hey,
Uh-huh.
hey, look at me! And it works. You, however, have now put yourself in a precarious position where it is coming towards you, but very soon it will be able to put itself between you and the path that you came up. So you are sort of back to kind of a sheer mountain face right now.
Okay.
It's looking at you.
It's looking at me. Cool.
I think Lefla is going to try and take advantage of this brief window to try and get more than a cursory reading on the energy source, using some of the equipment we brought with us.
Okay.
Try and get something more than just like a picture to take back.
Yeah, let's do investigate a mystery.
Okay. That's an 8.
Okay, that is a whole 1. You can ask one question. Or if you had a specific piece of equipment in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe like 2 of these questions from the list blurred together, because if I ask what can it do, you're gonna say it makes things cold. But
It's snow.
in terms of, I guess what sort of entity is the light?
Okay. Yeah. I think you're able to get a very cursory reading from the portable equipment that you have. The whole planet is cold. It becomes very clear to you, I think, that all of the cold seems to be kind of emanating out from this spot. The center of that spot of light is unnaturally cold. It is obviously not a naturally occurring phenomenon. There most likely has got to be some sort of magic or intervention that is happening here. I don't think you're quite sure what is holding it here, but it definitely doesn't belong here.
Yeah. Getting as much as I think is safe to do, I will shout across to Periwinkle. I think I have enough information for now. Let's get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Where's the big thing?
It's
Walking towards me.
chasing down Periwinkle.
Ah, shit. So I'm just surrounded by pixies coming out of the ground.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess I start running with towards where Periwinkle's going, or
Well, Periwinkle was specifically trying to distract it.
I don't know where to go.
I mean, away.
Yeah, I just start.
I'll catch up to start going.
Yeah. I start just providing covering fire, like not shooting at not trying to kill off these ice fairies, but just enough to scare them to maybe make them duck back down into the ice and make them run away.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll then to act under pressure.
Okay.
as you lay down covering fire and I assume start to take off down the mountain. Okay.
That's an 11.
Is an 11. Okay, yeah, you do what you set out to. So you lay down some covering fire, which I think sends most of the smaller creatures sort of ducking for cover, and Periwinkle sort of distracts the distracted creature. That is now the large creature is now kind of sort of oscillating between wanting to go after you, but turning toward Smith, I think a little bit confused as to where like the noise is coming from, giving you an opening.
Okay, now that it's like closer, can I like tell like what kind of creature this is?
A little bit, yeah. It's very large, bigger than you. It is this sort of, it is not humanoid by any standards. It essentially looks like this large ice form, like a piece of ice has sort of broken off of a larger piece and is now sort of moving. It has kind of legs a little bit, maybe it's ambulatory, but is just sort of this large hunk of ice really that is kind of making its way towards you, and this like low like grumbling sound is kind of emanating from the center of it.
Okay, I would like to, like, Perry's gonna like kind of go close to the edge of the cliff and kind of like flare out her wings, kind of like jump off, but kind of like angle towards, like trying to like go down toward, like fly down towards the path, kind of like maybe like cutting like around this creature if needed.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have you roll to act under pressure.
Okay.
The Smith is running, you're flying. Oh gosh.
Things are happening. I am rolling, and that is a 7.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's a partial
Yeah.
success. So yeah, I think you can do this. It is going to be difficult just with the amount of wind that is up here. So I think you can take off, but the force of the wind is probably going to carry you much farther than maybe you anticipated or wanted it to. So you'll get away. You are going to be pretty separated for a little bit from your other two friends. It will carry you pretty much all the way down back to the plateau.
Oh, okay. Got it. And it's just gonna find a good place to land that's sort of hopefully near where her friends are gonna come out, and just like wait for them and maybe prepare to do something in case that creature starts following them down the mountain.
All right, you all see Periwinkle take flight, and the wind sort of catch under her wings and carry her at a very fast speed, sort of zooming down away from these creatures and down toward the base of the mountain. And Smith is running. Left, what are you doing?
Yeah, as soon as I told Perry, like, hey, let's go, Leftlet started to beat a retreat as well.
Okay.
But they have shorter legs than the others, so.
All right.
I wouldn't leave without Lefla either. I'm the part of my intention with the covering fire was to give Lefla hopefully a path to escape to.
Yeah, I think especially in the confusion with Periwinkle sort of taking off, Lefla, I think you have an opening and can catch up with Smith, and the two of you start to make your way down this mountain. The creatures sort of watch you go, some of them sort of coming up to the edge and kind of watching you climb down. You can hear some groanings and some squeaks and some chattering from the top, but they don't follow you down the side of the mountain, so you are able to, for the most part, maybe with some bumps and bruises moving very quickly, start to make your way down to meet up with Periwinkle. Periwinkle, you wait for a little while.
Okay. I wonder if while she's waiting. Like if there's any way she could like create like a safe sort of zone. Like prepare that if needed, like if they get back to the portal and there's trouble. Like she's like trying to like think of like, oh, is there like a way I could like create like a safe place for us if we have to stay here in the snow for longer?
Yeah, I think that's, if you thought through it, that's something you could probably try to do. Because you can definitely like bar places to specific creatures and things like that. So you could certainly try.
Yeah, so you are be thinking about that.
As you're pondering this, you see sort of out of the wind and the snow, Smith and Lefla, mostly unharmed, sort of making their way down the final few ledges of the side of this mountain and across the plateau to where you are waiting.
Oh, good, you made it.
Yeah, it's really windy here, and I kind of misjudged how far it would take me. I'm glad you guys are okay. At least you look okay.
Lefla, did you learn anything about the...
Yes, I mean, no. As we kind of suspected, it is presumably magical, certainly unnaturally cold. Hopefully the equipment will have more information that Aegis will be able to make use of. So we should... No, I'm going to start the transmission back now. Who knows how long it will take. We may want to try and head back to Taiga 13 where it is, less cold. Easier for us to wait around.
Yeah, I like that idea.
All right. Let's head back then.
All right, you begin the hike back through the cold and the snow and the wind, back toward the portal that you came through. You're able to make it back fairly easily. It is harder. It's a little bit harder going back. I imagine you're all pretty tired at this point. You have done a lot of walking, a lot of climbing, a lot of running, some shooting. And as the adrenaline wears off, the cold is really starting to set in. But you make it back. The portal sort of above you, kind of at an angle, looking down at you, and you can feel kind of from this end of it just a little bit of warmth coming through from the other side. Smith, this thing gives you a headache.
Yeah.
But literally, as you get closer to it, you kind of start to get a headache.
Oh god. Let's move through this quickly. I'm out of ibuprofen.
I should have some more in my bag, but yes, let's get through the portal.
Just should I just toss you up and then you can drop a rope down, or Periwinkle, do you want to fly up? And
I could try to fly up. It's really windy, but yeah, let me try. Let's see if I can fly up to the portal.
Start rolling out some snowballs down here and build us a little pyramid.
You can, now that you're on sort of flat ground, it's windy, but not so much. I think that it's gonna throw you off, and it's not that high up. So yeah, you can make it up to it, flying fairly easily.
Okay. Is it possible to maybe like I don't think she, well, maybe she can, I don't know. Try to carry Lefla, and like maybe he does a rope like what Agent Smith was saying.
Like it's a vine down through. Yeah, I think between the three of you, you can work it out. I won't.
Yeah.
It's funny in my mind's eye, but I won't belabor the point too much. So yeah, I think you can carry Lefla, especially being kind of the smallest of the three. I think you can carry them up relatively easily to the edge of the portal, and then pulling Smith through with a combination of vines or rope and the strength of the two of you. The three of you make it back through. Going back up through the portal is not a super pleasant experience. The temperature change is quite jarring, I think, especially going from so cold to the amount of heat that is very quickly flying through a tunnel full of lava, which is essentially what the experience is like. But I think you all sort of make it through and push through to the other side and land, getting your footing again on sort of the edge of this plateau. Agent Smith.
Yep.
You land with your colleagues, your feet firmly planted on the ground again, and you still have this headache. And as you traverse this portal for the second time today, it starts to get worse, and you can feel the pain kind of behind your eyes, which you have felt this kind of like pain and pressure before, as if you are about to have another weird hunch. You don't right away, but the pain starts to get worse and worse, to the point where you've never had a headache this bad, and you feel like your head is just about to split open. The other two of you standing there looking at Smith, are you reacting to this physically at all, do you think?
Yeah, I think I'd look and say, Lefla, I think I might need... Oh, God. I think I might need some of that. Whatever the strongest thing you got.
You okay?
Let's move away from the volcano first.
Yeah, a little bit of jet lag. A lot of portals in a very short amount of time.
So you start
happens.
to move.
Yeah.
It's just sort of happens. It's okay.
So you start to move with Smith kind of away from the volcano. And the other two of you, sort of as you go to him, I think you see this happen. Smith, as you are kind of blinking your eyes really hard, trying to shake the pain away, the other two of you, I think, see him go very pale, and he blinks very hard and opens his eyes, and his eyes have gone completely white. No iris, no pupil, nothing, just completely white. And then Smith, you still feel this headache, but you also sort of feel something kind of right in the center of your chest, almost like something is like hooked onto you and is like pulling. There is this surge of energy that is kind of growing at your center, pulling you towards something. You felt this sensation once before in Lunaterra, when you sort of added your energy and strength to Theos to help him reverse Letitia's portal and open it again to try to send the werewolves back to where they came from. As your friends are trying to walk you away from this volcano, in which the portal behind you is sort of starting to close and the lava is kind of splashing back down into where it is supposed to be, around you in the sort of in the tree line and kind of out all in front of you, start to see these flashes of light, almost like they're revealing things that you weren't seeing before, but you can see now. There are shapes kind of moving around at the edges of your vision, and around your friends you see these auras of different colors kind of surrounding them you had never been able to see before, but you can see now. It's very strange. And you can see things kind of moving in and out of the trees, almost like translucent figures, like spirits. And then your ears start to ring with this loud sound. And you start to hear voices from all around you, coming from your friends, coming from the trees, coming from the land around you, like you are sort of sensing feelings and hearing thoughts from everything around you, from your friends, from these spirits, from the trees, and it's all becoming very, very loud and disorienting. And then you feel the energy that is sort of pulling from the center of your chest latch onto something. And everything around you goes silent and dark. And it's terrifying. And you're very alone for just a second. And then in the distance, or what you think is the distance, there is this pinprick of like reddish violet light and this whispering coming from it. And it starts to grow a little bit and move toward you. And from it, out of this darkness and this silence, you hear a voice that says, "Focus, Jethro. Everything will be all right." Can you roll an act under pressure for me?
Okay.
Oh man.
That's a 13.
Okay. You focus. And sort of turn inward, and one more time you hear this voice almost kindly saying, "That's it. Focus." And the noise is gone, and the light sort of starts to come back to your eyes, and you are standing where you stood before. Your two friends next to you. Everything sort of back to normal for you. Leffel and Periwinkle looking at Smith. He looks relatively the same, but his eyes have not gone back to normal. They are sort of all white and a little bit cloudy, and the skin around them, sort of all underneath and out to the sides, has these kind of red, almost as if it's been burned a little bit, like it is scarred, kind of markings. And Smith, your headache starts to fade, and you blink and you can see fine, but you feel this very quick, almost like itching sensation on your left forearm.
Jethro, are you okay?
That was the worst migraine that I've ever had. I
Can
could
you-
like see colors like everywhere.
Do not think that was a migraine.
Can you see now?
Yeah, it's fine. Something's wrong with my arm. Hold on, I think I roll up my sleeve to look at my forearm.
Okay, you roll up your sleeve, and right below your left wrist, there is a black sort of brand that was not there before. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Put it in your journal. But it is a very simple sort of black to black lines intersecting with each other. Ooh. You don't remember having a tattoo there.
When did I get a tattoo? Did I fall unconscious?
No, but you went so pale.
And
you
your
sort of
eyes are
tensed up, and yeah, your eyes. You can see okay?
Wait, what's wrong with my eyes?
Leffler will dig in their medicine bag and pull out just like a tiny little hand mirror.
What?
We came through, and it happened so suddenly. It's gonna kind of like grab your face and be like, do you feel okay? You said you had a headache.
I mean, what's wrong with my eyes?
Jethro, calm down. Listen to me for a minute. I think I can try. I've been going through some experimental medical training with Aegis. I can try something that might help with this, but it also has the potential to go horribly wrong, not just for you, but also for me.
I mean, can it get any worse?
I suppose not.
How am I? What? Yeah. If you can
Okay,
fix
okay.
it.
Let's just sit down, and I would like to try and use my lay on hands move, which I got
Okay.
from the Divine's playbook.
Okay.
So your touch can heal injury and disease when you lay your hands on someone hurt. Roll plus cool, and it has different effects.
Let's do it.
Usually, this is for mechanically healing up to 2 harm or an illness, but
Sure.
we'll see what this does. All right, that is an 11. So on a 10 plus, heal 2 harm or an illness.
Okay. Smith, do you have any harm?
No, I don't.
Okay. You feel fine.
That was a long shot, but it does not seem to have fixed it. At least it didn't go wrong.
I will say I think maybe the sort of these markings around his eyes look like maybe they have healed some. They're not so red and angry, but they're still there, more like scarring. But they're still the same.
I think seeing the look on Leflo's face, and Smith kind of pulls back a little bit and sits there and like continue to stare in the mirror. And I think Lefla, you hear Smith say, "What am I gonna say to June and Harry?" But you hear it in your head.
And as you hear this, and we ponder what to do next with Agent Smith, let's go ahead and take a break
Oh man.
and think about what we've all done.
I've done nothing.
Do you want to tell the people what you've done or no?
Yeah, sure. With my last level up, I switched playbooks to the spooky,
Oh.
and we'll reveal the other fun stuff.
It's spooky.
There goes my plan. If Lefla bites it.
I saw your message. I was like, "Is that something you've been planning?" I'm so sorry. So, and I've been talking about it for a while, and
Yeah, for a long time.
I did not know about the eyes. That I did
Nope.
not know about, but yeah.
Gotcha. Let's take a break and ponder what we've done to Agent Smith. And come back in just a couple of minutes with our new spooky eyes. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us during our break. We are going to pick up right where we left off with this episode of All Myths Are True, Monster of the Week. So yeah, all that just happened. And I think for Lefla and Periwinkle, it was not as long of a happening as it was for Smith. I think he sort of blinked his eyes on white. He went very, very pale and was sort of unresponsive for a few seconds, and then was himself again. But here we sit, Periwinkle having tried lay on hands to fix Smith's eyes.
You mean Lefla?
Yep, that is who I meant.
Yep.
I was looking at Periwinkle's name when I said it. But
Yep.
Periwinkle didn't do that thing. Lefla did that thing because Lefla does the healing in this group. We are 8 sessions into this game, and I do know your names, I think. But yes, Lefla trying to lay on hands, healing some of the scarring around Smith's eyes, but otherwise leaving him mostly the same. And having just heard Smith's voice in their brain. Action.
So what happened when we went through the portal? Did you see or feel something different than us?
No.
What was it like?
Just another weird portal. I mean, it just hurt a lot.
Okay.
It's been
That's
happening
weird
a
that-
lot lately.
Oh. Your head hurting, you mean?
Yeah, like with the portals and the magic and all that stuff. Ever since the wolves, the werewolves,
Uh-huh.
the thing we did, and with the magic and sucked them all back in, and just been weird since then.
Okay. Well, I can't tell if that's good news or bad news. Because, I mean, I guess that means it doesn't have to deal with this specific portal, but why didn't you tell anybody sooner if...
I mean, I figured that it would go. I mean, I'm getting older, and I just thought, aches and pains of old age, that sort of thing. I'd put in my workers' comp claim, and it would be fine. Like,
Okay.
am I gonna go blind?
Well, you said you can still see okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, everything looks fine, but I don't know.
But it doesn't look fine. At least from the outside, but...
Yeah.
I'll say Lefla, with the lay on hands, because you did roll really well. I think in that sort of momentary connection that you had with Smith, because I think you can sort of very easily sense through that injuries, harm, disease, illness, that kind of thing. You did not get the impression that anything was actually like physically wrong with his eyes. Maybe, a little bit of that injury kind of to the skin, but very superficial. But nothing wrong, no sort of like illness or underlying problem or injury or anything like that.
As far as I was able to tell using that no treatment I learned at Aegis, this is normal for you now. Your eyes function as they should. There's nothing indicating any. You may want to just use some aloe or something if it starts getting too red. But other than that,
I don't know if that's what I wanted to hear, Doc, but
I mean, maybe they would know more about it back at headquarters.
no, don't need to bother the higher ups with this. It's fine. We got a job to
well,
do.
it's that day when we get back. But yes, after the mission.
Okay, just
Because it's definitely noticeable. It's gonna be.
well, here. Take off my sunglasses, put them back on. It's like it never happened.
Yes, but you'll need a new ID photo now, won't you? You can't be wearing your sunglasses in your official identification.
Just for the meantime, can we just keep this between the three of us?
Okay.
I
If you
We-
promise to say if anything else happens weird, you have to tell us.
Okay, there's one other thing.
Like puts her hands on her hips. Okay.
You remember what happened with the shifter? And
Which part of this?
when
What
I
happened?
when I got knocked out and got captured by it, and you thought it was me and all that sort of stuff. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't get a call to go over there. I sort of had like a dream about it, except I was kind of like awake when I was having the dream.
Oh, like a vision?
No, yeah, like a vision.
Oh,
And then it happened again, just like a couple hours ago, and I had just like a thought, a hunch, kind of, and I found the fairies out there and talked to them, and that's sort of what led me that way. But it's like I kind of see bad things before they happen.
oh, only you've only seen bad stuff? I mean, I guess if you only seen twice. Well, visions aren't so bad.
Yeah, I mean, assuming that's all of it.
Well, I guess maybe just let us know if you see him again.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my people, we get visions all the time.
Okay.
So it's not like a too weird of a thing.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just like. Maybe it just like. Is it like contagious or.
No, I mean, in our case, you're sort of born with it. So, I mean, if you count genetics as being contagious, then I guess. I've never
That's
thought about it
Like
that.
one of the things genetics cannot do, so I think we're going to
Well,
be
let's think about it a little bit. I mean, technically, it's contagious in a very specific set of circumstances.
Yes, but we are all at the point where we are not going to catch any more genes.
True.
Well, at least not in the way that it would incorporate them. Anyway, let's.
Yeah.
So how that
Well,
works, I don't pay attention too much.
I guess it depends on the nature of reproduction for your species. I'm sure there's someone out there. But I'm human, so it shouldn't work like that.
I mean, I guess we just need to watch and make sure this doesn't develop, but
Yeah.
you're kind of human, but you might be kind of something else now.
Great.
Oh, that probably sounds terrible. It's
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm not saying that humans are the best in the world, and
we should just keep
we should,
going.
We should just get
Yeah.
the job done. But like I said, between us and you can check me out once we get back to Aegis, and just keep it off the books, no records, keep everything anonymous. We'll figure it out, but let's do the job first, right?
Right. Well, I guess we need to take those findings that we have and share them with Aegis.
Yes.
I don't know anything about that light.
I'm gonna check on the progress of the transmission.
Ah, yes, it is 76%.
That is almost finished. I have to say, so at this point, until we hear back from Aegis, I'm not entirely sure what we can do. The ice pixies did not seem amenable to talking. The fire ones certainly not. And I was about to sneeze until I said I was about to until I was about to say I'm about to sneeze. And clearly the forest ones are, they all seem to be victims in all of this, but the forest ones are the most victimist right now. And I don't think we have the tools, the abilities to try and start actually fixing anything. I think this may be we are reconnaissance for Aegis, get them as much information as we can, and then and now send out people who can do stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you've got the data now, and you looked at it. We could file a report. Potentially, we could try to get some sort of, I guess, evacuation for the indigenous life forms here. The non-carnivorous tree kind.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I read somewhere in Aegis's rules about there's a program for that, I guess.
I mean, they're a sentient species here, and they're about to be extinct. So that seems to fall within our purview.
Yeah. I just don't know where they go. But that's not our job, right?
Yeah.
Shows there's a department for entire planetary relocation, or at least species. I don't know if Aegis has the technology to move planets yet, and I think I'd be concerned if they did.
That's classified.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess we can just, I don't know. Are you sure your head feels okay?
Yeah.
Your eyes?
Yeah, I'm better than ever.
Because I'm worried. I don't know if we should, if you should leave through any portals or anything. Like, what if it does something?
I'm not really getting home any other way.
Yeah.
I don't really want to live here.
No, and I don't think you have to live here. But
Yeah, there's a nice spot over there. I could build a cabin.
Well,
It's
until it gets burnt down.
True. Yeah, no, probably best for me to come home. Well, you keep an eye on me, and if it happens again, or if it gets worse, or my eyeballs explode or something, then we know what the problem is, and well, I'll either be too dead, or we'll know what the problem is.
yeah, okay. I don't like either of those options, but it'll be fine. I'll do what I can when we're moving. Maybe I can try to do some sort of protective spell or something. Maybe that would help.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go back to the van, I guess.
Yeah. Let's head back. Figure out our next step.
Yeah, I mean, in some sense, we have completed our mission. We were sent here to figure out the cause of the temperature spikes, and we're just being, go-getters by trying to solve the underlying issues. But as I said, I think it may be time to pass that job on to someone else.
Yeah. Hey, Savannah, what was the name of the stone fairy that I spoke with before?
Oris.
Yeah,
That's right.
Oris.
Yeah, head back to the van. I'm gonna make a quick detour, and I'm gonna meet you back. Well, actually, no, y'all come with me. You can meet the ones that I was talking to, and it might actually work better because some of them spoke our language, I don't know if they all do. So
Oh,
yeah, let's make a quick detour on the way back.
yeah, let's do that.
Okay, you head back to, I'm assuming the sort of rock face in the clearing where you previously spoke with Oris and where you met some of their people who were speaking to the trees. The magical glade. You make it back there after a little bit of walking. Nothing super eventful happens. You make it back. It is quiet and peaceful and mostly still.
Oris?
You call out, and it's very quiet. And then one of the larger trees next to you, I think, rustles a little bit. And out from the rock face, you see two small hands and a small little being that you recognize with sort of crackling gray stone-like skin and bright green eyes, kind of climbing out on top of one of the rocks and looking, and you hear a tiny voice from over there. Smith!
Oris,
Hello.
hey. These are the friends I told you about when I saw you earlier.
Watchers. Hello.
Watchers, that was their name.
Hi.
Hello. I am Oris.
Well, I'm Periwinkle.
Hello, Urs. I am Lovely. It is nice to meet you.
We went to the place you told me about where the fire was coming from.
The hot place.
Yes, and then we went to their world, which was very cold.
Oh.
It looks like there are other creatures like you there.
Oh.
In the ice, and they're the ones that sort of push the fire ones here, and then the fire ones are obviously kind of doing the same thing to you.
I sense this is complicated.
It's very complicated. We need to head back to the home of the Watchers, to find out what we can do to help. We were thinking that we might try to bring your people with us.
Oh.
To a place that's safer, less fire.
If you would like, we're not forcing
if you'd
anybody
like.
to come.
Well, I was thinking that if you wanted to come with us to kind of see what it's like, and then you can come back and you could tell your people.
To visit your home.
Yes.
Oh.
It's very nice.
Well. Oh, you're very nice. Well. Smith, if we move, can the trees come?
I'm not sure about that. We never really cleared up the fact of whether or not they eat people like us.
Oh.
There are legends amongst the Watchers of this happening before.
The trees know.
Yeah. They kind of ate some people that were friends of our, not like I didn't know them personally, but
The trees like these stories.
Are these stories true?
are they, yeah.
I can ask.
Yeah.
And you see this little creature sort of very contemplates for a moment and then kind of scrambles up the side of one of the tree and kind of hangs on and just closes its eyes.
The tree says it's not at liberty to say.
That's what I thought. Can I see anything different in this glade than what I saw previously with
Magic eyes.
with the sight?
What does the site let you see specifically?
It says
Unless you don't want.
no, it's okay. You can see invisible things, especially spirits and magical influences. You can also communicate with, maybe make deals with the spirits you see. It gives you more opportunities to spot clues when you investigate a mystery.
Okay. Yeah, I think as you sort of move into the glade and you are talking with Oris, I think you looking around, I think you can just see faint like auras coming off of
I know I can see Oris. Can I see
things.
anything
Yeah.
else?
Or aura. They sound the same when I say them, but they're different letters.
I'm sorry.
Um,
And it helps
Like
the
a magical
transcription
aura.
service can tell the difference. Yeah.
Well, listen, Web Captioner understands me like no one else does. It's also been calling Lefla left leg the last couple of times I've said it, and I don't know what to do about that one.
Yeah,
But
they
it's-
called Weird Hunch beer punch earlier. That made me laugh.
Oh, well, that is a move you should take.
The beer punch.
Beer punch.
But yeah, I think you can see. I think especially Lefla doesn't have one. Periwinkle has always now around her this faint sort of periwinkle colored sort of purple aura sort of surrounding her. She's very sparkly and it's very good. I think you can see just a little bit of kind of faint light coming off of some of the trees, distinguishing for you which of them are just regular trees.
And which one are the carnivorous trees?
The possibly carnivorous trees.
The not liberty to say trees.
Well, it's good I can identify them now.
And I think you can also see where you couldn't before, just different. There are points of light. There are orbs, sort of floating through, kind of moving through the glade and bobbing in and out of the trees. There's for you. There is like so much more life now, where before it was very still. You don't see any like ghosts, but
Cool. No tree
There's,
ghosts.
like, no. Well, that's the next mystery. But yeah, I do think you see some light orbs and sort of some phenomena like that moving through. And Periwinkle always looks a little sparkly now. And
Cool. So, well, if they're not at liberty to say,
the trees thought you would find that funny.
yeah, more disconcerting than funny. But I do appreciate their sense of humor. It's nice to know that they have that, and maybe that will allow us to foster a better relationship where we don't take them without asking, and they don't eat us.
So, I should come with you?
I think that would be good, and you can see what it's like, and if we're able to bring your people to our planet, then you can know what to expect.
I should ask my mother.
Okay.
Come.
And I think Aura starts to sort of scramble away over some rocks and like hopping between a couple of trees, and then turns and says,
Come.
Yeah, mother.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess they all have kind of like
Mom.
a mom, which makes sense. We all have moms. Okay, yeah.
This is all the same mother who's like pitting her children against each other.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a good thought. We should ask that.
Yes, certainly worth trying.
Okay.
Wow. I hope not. But I guess we'll just have to see.
Okay. So you make your way through the trees, following Oris for a few minutes. And you eventually sort of follow them out into a small clearing, and you start to hear the sound of water running, and they have sort of led you to a small stream, which is kind of feeding into a almost like a pond, kind of in this clearing. It's very pretty. Lots of trees and flowers around, and things that are sort of untouched by the tundra on one side of this sort of cold forest, and the fire that's happening on the other. And Oris, I think, kind of looks to you and says, "Come," and goes right up to the edge of the water and just kind of sits down, cross-legged on a little rock, and kind of looks up at you.
Okay.
Sit.
Oh.
Right? Just sit down nearby.
Same.
I think they sit there for a minute, and nothing happens. It's very quiet. And from Oris, I think you hear after a moment this just very faint humming, almost like they're humming a little song. And the surface of the water starts to ripple just ever so slightly, kind of out from the center. And this kind of out from the center of these ripples, this bead of light rises up out of the water and kind of into the air, and grows into an orb just maybe 5 or 6 inches across, that kind of hovers in the center of the lake. This light, kind of faintly green light. And Oris speaks out in a language I don't know that any of you understand. And then kind of looks up at Smith and kind of tugs on your boot strings a little bit.
Say hello.
Oh. Hello.
And the light sort of flickers and kind of brightens.
Tell Mother what you want.
We are here from a group that you call the Watchers. Call ourselves Aegis. We came here to fix what's going on. The fire, the creatures that came with the fire. We're trying to help, and it's going to take some time. So we thought your people may want to come to our world in the meantime, where it's safe.
You say this, and the light sort of flickers again and starts to grow a little bit larger and glow a more like vibrant green, and it expands out and out and out until it is very bright and you can't see most of the water, and then it collapses back in on itself. And where there was this bead of light sort of sitting cross-legged on top of the water, you see a woman with sort of dark brown skin, long hair, young looking, very beautiful, just kind of sitting and looking at the three of you. And Oris kind of goes and stands and scrambles out onto the water, not sinking into it, but almost like climbing across it toward her, to where they have made it to right in front of her, and says,
I would like to go.
and I think she kind of looks down at them and extends her hands and kind of picks them up in her hands and holds them very close to her face and kind of whispers something to them, sets them back down, and looks out at all of you, and kind of nods and smiles just a little, and says in this kind of light voice, "Why do you wish to help my children?"
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of our jobs. We go around helping where we can.
An honest answer.
For some of us, it is slightly more personal. Some of us have been affected by the supernatural, I suppose is the best way to say it. There's a parallel here being the fire people are not from this planet. They do not originate from here. As they came in, they messed up your lives. That is something I know very deeply and personally. And so, yes, this is a job, but it is more than that for me.
A sad answer.
I like shooting things. Not all things. The things that do the bad stuff. This has been way too complicated. Kind of a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B from what these two said.
Not a thing I would say to a mother.
Yeah.
You mean well.
He's just going through a lot right now.
You all are. Healing, changing, looking for a home. But you would take time away from that to help my children. Oris will go with you.
Good. We will keep them safe until they're able to come back here.
Or go somewhere else. I've moved before. I can do so again.
The creatures that came here, the fire ones, they mention a mother too. Do you know anything about? I assume it's a different mother.
I do. My sister. And the one that took their home, her sister. They fight.
the three of you?
There are many.
That's what
Most keep to ourselves. You would call them the black sheep.
Do you know why they fight?
Why does any family fight? Jealousy, greed, pain. If you
it's my
find
kids,
some,
they fight for like no reason at all. Just 10 minutes in the back seat.
Henry and June.
Yeah.
You have been you for a very long time, and still you look surprised that creatures, as you call them, might know things.
Yeah.
If you find a place to move my children, we will move.
Where did the cold ones, the ice children, and their mother, where did they come from?
Far from anywhere you know.
Is that planet available?
I doubt it. They consume. The fire, they do too. Moving from place to place, they have. For much longer than you and your people have been around. But now you intervene. And I wonder why.
It's kind of what we do.
Should we not?
That is not for me to say. You do what you think is right. And you help many. And if that is enough, it's enough. You grow every day like the trees.
Is there a name we should call you by? Your children call you mother, but
Mortals have called me many things. You may call me Gaia, if it please you.
all right.
With this conversation we're having, was this close enough to interviewing somebody to use an investigative mystery role?
Sure.
Nice. Good idea.
Which anyone can do if you so choose.
That's the one I'm technically bad.
Well,
Yep.
there's that.
That's what you rolled.
On a miss, you reveal information to the monster, whoever you're talking to. I think I've revealed a lot of information to them already, so that checks out.
You have.
Let's see. Oh! I also rolled terribly.
Well,
Hang on, let me see. That's a 1.
What?
I rolled snake eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
well, I guess I'll make up for it. You know, when I wanted to fail so I could improve, but I got a 10.
You can ask questions if you want.
Yep.
Everyone else can ask questions too, but I might say some weird shit. That's not true. Let's see. On a 10, hold 2. So.
Is anything being concealed here?
Oh boy, is it ever? Yeah, I think you get the distinct impression. I don't, and especially because you have the empath move. I think Lefla is extraordinarily tuned in to this. I don't think you get the impression that it is malicious in any way. There is not like a bad intent to the hiding, but I think this is a being that is asking you questions even though you know she knows the answers. She did just straight up pull Smith's kids' names out of a hat. I think what is being concealed here is that there is probably very little that can be concealed
Ah, yes.
from her.
Okay.
What can hurt it?
I mean, I was gonna
We
say
Bubbles.
no, but
Smith, you think Bubbles can hurt it?
I mean, if it's a Pokemon type, depends if she's rock or grass. But
Bubbles and Sparkles.
I don't know. I think maybe just trying to get more of a handle on what sort of creature it is, just getting that closer to some kind of classification.
Okay. I think the closest you have right now is my Zoom window just disappeared. I hope you're all still there.
Oh, we all vanished with
Yes.
it.
Oh no.
Forever.
Ghosts. Well, as long as you can hear me. I think the you're narrowing in. I think probably obvious to the players on the elemental realm. There are sort of many different. It came back. Hello. There are many different types and sort of levels of power and things. I think at your best guess, based on everything you've seen, this is a sort of very powerful, very old elemental creature. Based on the name she gave you and the creatures that she calls her children, right? Probably in tune with the earth. And then you can extrapolate out from there. Very magical.
Mm-hmm.
Very earthy.
Yeah. Okay, we thank you for your time and for allowing Oris to come with us, but I think it might be best that we get going. Time may be of the essence here if we are to find some solution for everything that is happening here.
Of course. If you have questions, return to me.
We or someone else from Aegis, but most likely us will be back at some point, certainly.
Thank you for speaking with us.
Safe travels, Watchers.
You. She looks at Smith.
Be careful.
About anything in particular? Are my eyeballs gonna explode if I go home right now?
No.
Okay.
From what I can sense, your Aegis traveling is different.
Okay, but if I go through another portal,
Your eyeballs will not explode in the near future.
Okay.
You are changing quite drastically.
I don't suppose you know how to stop it.
Would you want me to if I could?
Yes.
I cannot.
Okay.
It will not kill you.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Be careful.
I didn't do that.
You will hear many voices now. Be wary of what they tell you.
Thank you.
And if you have questions, return to me.
Okay. Thank you. I get out my glass jar and I catch a couple of fairies while we're here in case I need to heal. And
Okay.
Exactly the aesthetic I was going for.
Yay!
I've done it.
that's who the boss is, guys. We're gonna have to go kill Ganondorf.
I think she sort of nods to you, Smith, looks over to you, Lefla, and says,
Let yourself be happy.
If only it were that easy, but I will bear that in mind.
Sometimes it is. You will be.
and she nods to you and looks over to Periwinkle and says, reaching for the stars. You search like we do for a safe home.
It's somewhere out there.
It's closer than you think.
Oh.
Have faith.
All right.
All of you. Have faith.
And sort of from where she is sitting, this light green light starts to emanate from her and kind of encompass her, and then kind of collapses in on itself into this small ball, which then like sinks back into the water. And I think Oris, who is still standing kind of on top of the water, not sinking into it, turns around and looks at all of you with like these huge eyes.
Oh.
And he's like runs kind of back across the water, like scrambling, like kind of on all fours.
I don't assume she does that very often.
No. Wow.
She's very beautiful.
The most. Mother is kind.
Well, are you ready to go to a whole new world?
I guess. I bet there's 100,000 things to see.
So many things, shining, shimmering, splendid.
I didn't mean that when I said it, but here we are.
Smith?
I don't remember the next line of the song.
What?
No, nothing. Sorry. Yeah, let's go.
I guess they didn't get that channel here.
Smith starts hallucinating. I think one of your things is that you can get hallucinations,
That is
right?
actually one of my dark.
Hallucinating Aladdin happening.
It's one of my dark sides.
Oh.
I think Oris kind of scrambles up onto your boot and like onto your laces. And...
Okay, yeah. Here, I just like hold down my hand.
Well,
they kind of like pull themselves up into your hand.
between you and the trees, everyone is so big. Are all of you so big?
Most of us.
I am about
Oh.
as small as they come.
Yeah.
You're huge.
And you're quite small.
Mm,
Just like put them on my shoulder.
just hang on.
All right. Back to the van.
Yes.
Your mother. The trees told me.
One of our mothers. Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could talk to the trees.
They're pretty great.
They seem very nice.
Okay. I'm ready.
And you make your way back to the mom van to head back to headquarters,
Mm-hmm.
I assume. All right. Man, every time I say, "Oh, I'm gonna write down what I had you guys roll last time to travel," and then I don't. So somebody's gonna have to roll something. What do you guys want it to be?
I think in the past I've rolled weird for it.
That sounds
I
And
think
I
we
rolled
also had some
which is one
yeah
of the ways I opened myself to danger in this
done
mystery.
that.
That's
One time Theo did it and he rolled sharp. So that's from what I remember.
Let's do a weird
Okay.
for
Okay.
traveling, and then a help if anyone would like to help. One help.
I will give it a shot since I am the driver.
The driver.
Well, I think I get my improvement.
Oh. Great.
That is a total of 5.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
I think that, well, one of the expose myself to dangers we already kind of resolved with the volcano.
Oh my
But-
gosh.
Well, maybe Periwinkle just rolls so well that there won't be any danger.
Y'all roll so good. I won't roll snake eyes again.
Everybody's having a bad time traveling today.
It is. Oh, okay. 6.
Okay.
Y'all, this is hard.
Well,
Hey, Smith, you want to do anything?
lost in space. I don't think I have. Well, here's my thing.
Can try to help.
I could try. Yeah, if I can help, I'll help.
Or if you gotta move, that sounds.
Yeah, I guess she didn't
Like
get
it would.
anything from Lefla's roll, so I could try to
No.
help out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if my hunch is gonna kick in here. Like, something bad's about to happen. Do something.
Oh
about
my.
it. Yeah,
Fix yourselves.
but I'm already here, so there's no real reason. Yeah, I'll help. That's gonna be cool.
God.
Okay, well, I succeeded. I succeeded.
Good
Right?
lord.
A
man.
7's
Whoa.
a success, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
7 by the
That bumps. Yeah, so that bumps my roll up to 7, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we yes.
So we're all gonna be in danger, but we do
Golly.
succeed.
Okay.
Do we crash the van?
Yeah, I think you crashed the van. I just didn't expect it to go this bad. Okay. You encounter along the way some unexpected turbulence.
I like holding my eyes as we go, just like waiting.
Yeah, I think like Periwinkle's distracted because she like wants to make sure that Smith is okay, but like also trying to navigate and stuff.
And also you have Oris with you. Okay.
Yeah,
Makes
sense.
Yeah, the three of you are all pretty distracted, I think, based on today's events. So the navigation is off. I think you all have done a lot of sort of jumping between worlds today, and I think it is rough on all of you for sure. I'm gonna have you all take get it. I'm gonna have you all take 2 harm, ignore armor. As the turbulence, both physically and I think psychically, a little bit is very jostling, is very disorienting. And once you make it to the end, I think between everything that has happened in the last 24 hours or so, and also just this trip was very, very taxing. You are all gonna need a little bit of time off in between before you jump into anything else, which you definitely have. But yeah, in addition to that, I think when the mom van emerges, it is not in the room that it is normally in, sort of attached to the garage. When you travel, you are sort of outside the building, kind of on the front lawn.
At least we didn't end up in like the break room.
Oh, that would have been funny. But yeah, you're out sort of by the large sort of very corporate looking sign on the front quad of the Aegis building, and I think maybe the front of the van, it's not too damaged, but you've sort of taken off like one of the corners of the sign, so it's very like asymmetrical now, and there are some bricks sort of laying on the ground, and you're probably gonna get in trouble for that.
So
You're
take
back.
that harm, I went past the dot. Am I automatically unstable, or am I just very hurt?
Yes, you're unstable now, so you will need to.
Oh no.
I think probably Lefla's just like slumped over, and the horn's going.
Oh no. Don't like it.
We need to get them inside.
Yeah. Whew, is everybody okay? I mean, Lefla's doesn't look okay. Is everybody else okay? Just gonna kind of shake Lefla.
Is Oris okay?
I think Oris is fine.
Okay, they didn't
It's
die.
kind of a little bit scared, I think, but like sort of holding on very tightly, I think, to your collar, Smith, but is unharmed.
God, I'm gonna protect them. Dies on the way there.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna hurt these tiny creatures. You all have done that enough for me.
We haven't killed any of them yet.
So far as you know. Yes, so any especially unstable wounds can be healed with a hunter's healing move. Time in an infirmary or someone's haven. There's definitely an infirmary here, so
Okay.
no one's in immediate danger of death if you sort of drive the rest of the way into the garage. And once again, we return from a mystery in which Lefla took a fucking beating, you guys.
Oh
Oh no.
heck.
I feel so bad this keeps happening. I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise.
Didn't even get hit by any monsters. It was just by our own shitty rolls.
Yep.
I'm so
We
sorry.
were the monsters.
I swear I'm not out to get you.
Wait, were we the monsters the whole time? Was that
I mean,
this
we were the
mystery?
biggest, baddest thing in this mystery.
That's true.
Or were you? What do you do when you get back?
Take Lefla to the infirmary.
Yes.
For starters.
Lefla will be alright with some treatment and
Yeah.
some rest.
I guess show Oris around and get their I guess get a report in on them and let the necessary people kind of I guess quote unquote study them, kind of know the sentient life that is on this planet, because that kind of was my secret job, was to bring one of them back.
And you
I
did.
forgot about that.
Very good.
But I'm not letting them take Oris and put them into like they're a sentient life form, and
Yeah.
they shouldn't be put in a cage somewhere or
Yeah,
dissected.
and I think at least for sort of these initial interactions, I think that people understand that, and are not trying to sort of snatch them away or anything. But they are peppered with a lot of questions, and a lot of consent forms that I don't think they understand or can sign. But lots of questions, and they are, I think, a little overwhelmed, but generally like really want to help and are like trying to answer the questions, even though they're not doing a great job
Yeah.
of it.
And then I guess we said that we wanted to send like hopefully get some sort of containment team over there to hopefully keep the fire from spreading, or like get something in the works to either contain that or to get evacuate the indigenous population to some sort of like sanctuary that we might have for like refugees.
Yeah. So over the course of the mystery, a couple of transmissions were sent. One initially, and then Lefla's about the most recent one about the scary ice, and things like that. So that is a thing that is currently being worked on. The primary focus sort of being trying to identify a place that Oris and can be relocated to, which is currently in the works and will probably sort of come to fruition while the three of you are recovering. So we can sort of address how that turns out, and then also the identifying of the information that Lefla sent and trying to figure out sort of where you all ended up, what this world is, what it used to be, if anything can be done, or if the best thing is just sort of to let it take its course. But I think we'll find all of that out next time. Is there anything anybody wants to do sort of now in the present moment before we call it a good day on Fireball Island or wherever you guys were?
Nope.
Wherever the heck that place was.
That's an old board game reference. Somebody out there will appreciate. There's an old board game and there's a big volcano in the middle. They just rebooted it. Okay. Somebody will think it's funny.
I love it.
I believe you.
Okay. Well, in that case, we'll go ahead and end the mystery and the session for the most part there. Some loose ends still to be tied up, questions to be answered for next time. Let's do our end of session stuff. I turn off the forest music.
Oh yeah.
About what's this one? Mystery music. For next time, let's do our end of session stuff real quick, since we have time. Okay, at the end of each session, the keeper will ask the following questions. Did we conclude the current mystery?
Did we?
Did you? What do you think?
Kind of.
I guess. If it's we're kind of going with a loose kind of like environmental impact.
I guess my follow-up question is, how involved do you think you will try to continue to be in the current mystery? Because if you're mostly turning it over to
Okay.
Yeah.
other groups, then I would say yes.
Yeah, because I think I got the impression that we don't want to like go like kill one of these groups for the sake of the others. So it's sort of gonna
No.
be
That is up to you.
a broad strokes.
So, yeah, I think
Probably not.
just a brief visit back to Gaia to be like, hey, yo, this is what we found. But then it's like, and
Yeah, if we find somewhere for them.
here's Dale. They're gonna help with the transition.
Yeah. I guess as long as we can find a place that they can live, all the forest creatures, including Gaia, If we can find a place for them to go to, then I think we're cool. If
Okay.
If not, then I guess we're gonna have to go back in and
I'm not going to tell you how to solve this.
bust some heads together.
This is not what I thought was going to happen, but it's great. And I'm not going to tell you can't do it. All right. We'll say yes.
Okay.
Concluded. You figured out what's going on and have
Mhm.
put a plan in motion
We
Yeah,
just
the
decided
mystery
we-
to
is
not have to deal with it anymore.
yeah, we figured out what's going on. We just don't want to deal with it. We'll let them deal with it themselves.
Fair. Okay. So that is what. Did we save something from certain death or worse?
Yes. We save the plant people from certain death, assuming that they're gonna find a nice place to live.
Yes.
And the
Okay.
carnivorous trees.
The
Allegedly.
possibly carnivorous.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yep, we
Yes.
learned about the elementals and there being lots of them, and fire and ice are not fans of each other.
Yeah. They're fighting. And they've been around for way longer than we have.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
more weird symbols.
Weird symbols. That you guys immediately forget about after I give them to
No,
you.
we're dealing with these next session.
Which is fine. You guys can do whatever you want with them.
I'm pretty sure we've made very clear notes about them in all of our reports.
Yes, but we need to act on those.
Yeah, we should
I
actually
think.
like investigate
Yeah.
those next time.
No, I have not forgotten all of the reports that you turn in. You guys write so many reports.
Three's a pattern. Yeah.
I would say 4.
Oh,
Did we
fuck,
learn
this
something
won't
new and
work.
important about one of the hunters?
Yep.
Nope.
Maybe. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Nothing new. Who knows if it's
was on
important?
plan the whole time.
Surprise! Yeah, we did. Also, the level is still healing from something.
Yeah, I think we learned something about everyone.
We
Yeah.
all
That's
learned
important
something
to them.
about ourselves. All right, that is 4 yes answers. GG. 2 experience for everyone.
Ooh, I'm so close to leveling.
Some of you got a lot of experience this session.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I got a full 5.
I got 4 total.
Goodness. All right, and oh yeah, Alex, you told me what movie you took. All right.
Yep.
Great.
For the folks at home, I am taking the Flake's Suspicious Mind. If someone lies to you, you know it, which I think is going to flavor
Oh,
empathic skills.
oh, I like you.
Love that. That's
I like you.
so fun for you specifically.
I like
So, do we have to tell you when we're lying? Does it work on the hunters or only on NPCs?
It doesn't specify.
And
Okay.
it works if it says level.
Blah, blah, blah.
Words are hard.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. If it just says it works on everyone.
Yeah, though I
Oh.
will call you guys on it if it's an actually serious, dramatic thing and not just like a joke.
But yeah.
I may
But
call
any
you on it
point-
for some jokes.
If at any point, if Alex asks you if you're lying, you have to say.
If only that was a thing in real life.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good move. That's gonna be really exciting and fun. Okay. Anybody else have anything character-wise they want to share?
Mm-mm.
Smith, you've been through a lot today.
Yeah, I sort of got all my character stuff out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took another chosen move
Ooh.
that resilience, you heal faster than normal.
Ooh.
So when a harm gets healed, I do get extra.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Man, these are all super good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great. Everybody got an improvement, and we all learned something. And I don't know. Climate change is real.
And it's caused by elemental creatures
Maybe it is.
fighting with each other since the dawn of time.
You don't know. Mitch McConnell's been a turtle this whole time. I mean, anything's
It's
possible.
turtles all the way down.
It's just turtles. Just Congress are turtles all the way down. All right. I think that is a signal that it is time for me to go off the internet.
Getting way too political.
But somebody out there, yeah, okay. Somebody out there will think that's funny. Thanks everybody for watching our show and for hanging out with us. I hope you had a good time. Players, I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. We will be back in 2 weeks. That is September the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for another session, the sort of final resolutions of this mystery and the beginning of a new one, a new briefing, another viewing of the Aegis Courser video, and a fun new mystery to solve. Or maybe nothing will happen. You guys will just have a day off. Yeah, for everything else, check out our schedule. If you're live with us, it is down below on our Twitch page, below our wonderful faces. It's also pinned to our Twitter, and it is on our website, which is ggk.smvi.co. As far as scheduling goes this week, Saturday nights will be actually at night. We're starting D&D on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so join us for that. We have a Motley Mondays happening on Monday, in which Alex is going to run us a Durandura one-shot, and it's gonna be very fun. It's always very fun. And yeah, join us for stuff. Follow us on Twitter, Game Nights with 2 G's and a K, and our wonderful cast members as well. They're doing great stuff. Follow them, talk to them, be nice. That's all I got. Any last words? I mean,
Oh
Thanks
God,
for a
what are
fun
you gonna
session.
do to us?
any last words?
Yes, thank you for the fun session.
All right. Well, we will see you next time. And until then, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night,
Good night,
Internet.
Internet.
Good night, Internet.